My sister Stella cultivates a special type of golden mushroom, but she only sells them to older men, to be precise. Despite the exorbitant price, customers keep flocking to our door. Stella always takes them to a small wooden cabin to select their mushrooms. From inside, I can hear her painful gasps and moans. Every man who emerges looks incredibly satisfied, as if they've shed years off their age. Meanwhile, Stella's face grows paler, and her belly swells larger day by day. One day, another elderly gentleman came looking for my sister. He arrived in a luxury car with bodyguards, dressed in an expensive suit, but he treated Stella with utmost respect. "Miss King, I'd like a larger golden mushroom, please," he said politely. Stella glanced at him expressionlessly. "Certainly, the larger size costs an extra $10 million. No problem at all," the man agreed without hesitation. To be honest, in all the years I've lived with Stella, I've never actually seen these golden mushrooms she grows. Whenever a customer comes, she always takes them to the small cabin next to our mansion. Stella has never allowed me near that cabin. This time was no different. She told me to stay in the house while she escorted the old gentleman outside. His two bodyguards tried to follow, but Stella wasn't pleased. "Surely you know my rules if you've come this far," she said coldly. The old man immediately apologized and ordered his bodyguards to wait where they were. Soon after, I could hear Stella's labored breathing coming from the cabin, accompanied by the man's painful groans. The two bodyguards were startled and wanted to rush in. I quickly stopped them. "Have you forgotten my sister's instructions? No one is allowed near the cabin." Despite my words, I was worried about Stella too. What exactly was she doing in there? After what seemed like ages, the sounds finally stopped when the man emerged with Stella. He wasn't carrying any mushrooms, but his face was glowing. Not only had his wrinkles disappeared, but his previously white hair had turned gray. The bodyguards looked shocked. Stella, on the other hand, looked even paler than before. I thought I caught the faint scent of blood in the air. As soon as the old man and his bodyguards left, Stella nearly collapsed. "What's wrong?" I rushed to support her. Stella didn't answer my question. She just asked me to help her into the house and, as usual, sent me to town to buy some medicine. I hesitated for a moment before asking, "Are you really selling mushrooms? Why do those men? How many times have I told you not to ask about the cabin? Just focus on your studies," Stella interrupted sharply. "Stella and I are twins, but she was born a few minutes earlier. She acts more like a mother to me, and can be quite strict, thanks to her mushroom business. We live in this big mansion. I attend the best schools, and she's set aside a substantial inheritance for me. I both respect and fear my sister, so I didn't dare ask any more questions and went out to buy the medicine as instructed. We live halfway up a mountain, and our mansion is the only building for miles around. To buy medicine, I have to go all the way down to the town." "Luna, what exactly does your family do? Why is someone always getting hurt?" the pharmacy owner asked curiously. Seeing my confused expression, he elaborated, "These are all blood-replenishing medicines. You wouldn't need them so often unless someone was losing a lot of blood." 2. Remembering the scent of blood on Stella, my heart clenched. Was she injured? I thought she was just selling mushrooms. Why would she be hurt? When I returned home and gave Stella the medicine, I asked if she was injured. "No," she said curtly, pushing me out of her room soon after. An even stronger smell of blood wafted from her room. I panicked and kept knocking on her door. "Where are you hurt? We should go to the hospital if it's serious." Suddenly, the door flew open. Stella stood there, her face dark with anger. "Who told you I was injured?" "The pharmacist said those medicines are for blood replenishment. He said only people who lose blood regularly would need them." "Why do you believe everything others say? Those medicines are fertilizer for the golden mushrooms." I wanted to say more, but Stella had already slammed the door shut. A few days later, another elderly man came to buy golden mushrooms. He was extremely respectful to Stella. "Miss King, a friend recommended me. I'd like an even larger golden mushroom," he said. Stella's face was still pale, but she simply said, "A larger size costs an extra $10 million. Of course, no problem at all," the man agreed readily. For these men, it seemed money was no object. "You're not feeling well," I said to Stella, worried she couldn't handle it. "We've run out